Hey guys, welcome back to another KevCAM night class tonight. Tonight have Andrew helping out with any questions or concerns that come along the way. Andrew, are you with us?
What's up, guys?
And of course, we got the Greg Payton to help me out and make sure I'm on cue and make sure I'm hitting all the highlights for you guys and not skipping over everything. So, Greg, are you with us?
Good evening, gentlemen. Yep, good evening.
All right, and I see we have a lot of our regulars in here, so we won't have to go through the boring introduction, and we will just get the ball rolling with the 2019 stuff. So tonight, what we are going to be covering is the general stuff that they've added into the software. Now, it's not all of the general stuff that they've added in there. This is just going to be the kind of like the highlights for you guys that are going to be most impactful for you guys using in the SolidCAM software itself. So we'll go through that tonight, and like I always say, let me know if you guys have any questions or concerns, and we'll get the ball rolling. So our first part, I think this part is actually when we did the face milling part, but what they've done in here now is they've added the option to do 3D stock in a simplified version. What I mean by that is before, what we would have to do is come over to our assembly tab, and if we wanted to have a 3D stock in here for you guys, we would have to come over and go to our insert component and do a new part and draw a sketch on there. Now we don't have to do that anymore. It automatically builds a 3D model for you guys. So what I mean by that is, give me 1 second here. And so now if I go into my stock now, you'll see that I have my normal wireframe as just using a standard box model. But now if I come over to the bottom, I can actually click the Create 3D Model. So if I click that button now, and what you guys will see is it actually created a complete 3D sketch or a 3D model for you guys. And you guys will be able to see this model. Let me trim up all the stuff here. And it's sitting right here. So extrude boundary. So which is real nice if you guys are mating up and you guys want to see a little bit more detail of what's going on. There is no longer the need to create a 3D model inside SolidWorks because SolidCAM will completely take care of it for you guys. So that's one new general thing that they've added in there for you guys. Another new thing what they've added in there is to customize your guys' dropdown. So what I mean by that is if we right click on operations here, you see that we have tons of stuff in our list right here. Even if I just right click on my face mill, we have add probe, add machine control operations, all this stuff in here. And now the list has gotten to be so long that we actually have to arrow down to fit it on there. Or if you guys are running on a smaller screen, you're going to have to arrow down even that much more. So now we have the ability to come in here and click on customize. And something that I don't do very often is add machine control. Usually I won't, I do add templates, machine process. I don't do edit very much, edit the HSR, HSM. I do use the G code. I don't do the calculate in parallel very often. Do the simulate, mirror, split, information, don't need that. Toolpath, don't use that. Operation group. So whatever you guys don't use in here, then you guys can come, oops, get my part back on here. You guys can come in here and customize this. So now when I come in here, you'll see that my list fits all on the one page without having to arrow down. So it's a nice feature that, you know, as SolidCAM gets more and more in depth with technology, they keep adding more and more stuff in here. But some of the stuff that you guys don't use on a daily basis, you guys can come here and trim that out, which is quite nice for you guys. All right. Any questions with customizing the menu bar? Okay. This will be a little bit shorter of a class.
Now, Kevin.
Yep.
The menu customizations, that is going to be throughout the UI, right?
Correct.
Like anything that you can right-click on and get that flyout menu. So the operations, machine setup.
Yeah. So if you right-click on operations, you can customize it. If you right-click on your actual operation, you can customize it. And like you were saying, let me just add a machine setup in here.
Yeah, just about anywhere where you get a flyout menu by using the right-click button, you can choose the customize option and tailor those settings to your needs.
Yeah, that's a great point, Greg, because I actually forgot about the setup. So the setup is much smaller in here, but you know, in your setup, you're probably not going to use Whole Wizard or a lot of the stuff in here, because if you're like myself, I always right-click on the last operation and add it from here, or I go up to my ribbon up on top and I add it up there as well. Now, kind of with that being said is you guys can customize these up here also. This isn't something new, but what I like to do, especially for my setup sheets, is come in here and add the screen capture. So what I'll do is come to customize, and I'll go to commands, screen capture, and I'll drag my little camera out to right there, hit OK. And now I can actually come in here, and when I'm doing my setup sheets, I can do a capture image, and it's going to capture this image right here. So you guys can customize these and move them around as you please as well. So keep that in mind for you guys. Now, another nice thing that they've added in there is it's kind of a multi-purpose, but a lot of you guys and other customers have been asking for a Stl Model Editor. In the past, customers had to either purchase or go with a free Stl Editor. Now it is completely included in with your guys' SolidCAM 2019. So how you get to it is if you just right-click on your CAM part here and go down to Open Facet Model Transform utility here, you guys can bring in any STL file in here and move it around, translate it. You guys can copy it and all that stuff. And it's as simple as if we go to Open, and let's see if I even have a STL. Yeah, I do got one here. And this is actually a STL file that was created off of a Solid Verify. And we can actually come in here and move my coordinate system around, maybe realign it, make copies. So if we are doing multiples of these parts and you guys would like to see that in your Solid Verify. So what I mean by that is if you guys were to come over here and do a transform, and we did a transform in X 5 copies at 10 inches apart, we can actually add that stock in here. So when you guys go to play your Solid Verify, you'll see that stock as well in there. Another great feature of this is the ability to move and rotate your STL tool holders as well. So you guys can come in here, manipulate them. You guys can actually scale them down or scale them up by this option right here. And we can shift them in the X, Y, or Z's, and we can also rotate as well. So.
Now, this is great for the guys that are doing tombstone machining, or the people that have like operation number 1 on your A0 face or B0 face, depending on machine, and you want to put like a second operation on a different face. You can actually set up your stock materials based off of, like Kevin was talking about, a Solid Verify updated stock model, and manipulate that into the position for that second op and be able to simulate the correct stock for op 1 and the rest material stock for op 2 and any sub ops that you may have. So yeah, great utility for the guys that are doing tombstone machining.
Yeah, That's why a big portion why they added this in there for you guys is for the tombstone machining, as Greg was saying. One thing, if you come in here and you want to start rotating and moving stuff around, you want to be able to either select on the model or come over in your list and grab the model here, and then things will start rotating around. And as we're rotating around here, you can see the different commands that we're doing right here. So we did a X rotation of 90 degrees, a Y rotation of 90 degrees, and a Z rotation of 90 degrees. And if we want to do a shift of 5 inches, do a shift, you can see it shifts over, or 5 millimeters, it shifts over that 5 millimeters, and everything populates in your commands right here. Nice thing with this as well is you can actually do a save as and save this out as a different STL model. So if we wanted to say, op4, we can save that STL stock out as op4 with the coordinate systems and everything being in the correct direction for you guys. So nice feature that they added in there for you guys, for your guys' request. One other thing I want to show here is, let me just minimize this, and I'm going to grab that STL stock that we had there, and if we open this back up, you guys can actually click and drag in there as well, so you guys don't have to do the open. If I click and drag you can see I'm holding down my mouse right now, I can copy it in there, and it will automatically populate in there as well. So you can quick drag it in there. And like I said, it works great for shifting bodies, rotating bodies, scaling, deleting stuff. Like with the STL tools that come from tool manufacturers, a lot of times they'll have the set screws in there, inserts and all that stuff. And with SolidCAM, we can only have one STL body in there. So you can actually go in there and delete the additional screws that are in there that we don't really care about. So, all right, moving on here. And
real quick before we move on, Kevin, what if guys want to create an STL model from their existing CAM project within that editor? You want to show them how you can do the save from the updated stock and automatically open the editor?
Yeah, so what you guys, let me do a calculate all here. Let's give it a second. It's computing my new stock that I added in there. Maybe. Okay. Doing our face mill now. Just a little bit of toolpath there, so it took a little bit. And what it's doing right now is it's calculating the updated stock for us. So now what I can do, and I think this is where you're getting at, Greg, is if I wanted to use this STL stock right here, I can right click and save to STL right here. Is that where you're getting at, Greg?
Yeah, that way you can bring up the STL editor with the stock that you're using in the current CAM project.
Gotcha.
Or the rest material from the current CAM project.
And you can see right here, like what Greg was just saying, is now that I saved that out as a STL file, that my stock has carried over for us. And at this point, I can use this, or if I need to move stuff around, I can come over here and do rotate and move different parameters or rotate different things going all the way around. Now, one thing I want to point out for you guys is, especially for the tombstone machining, is they've added in there off of your Mac Cordsys. So currently in this project, I only have one Mac system, but if I was running a tombstone machining, I would have several different Macs, and I can actually relate it to that Mac position itself right there. So you guys do have that option as well. Now, let's say that we wanted to completely remove any updated stock files that are inside of this project. Maybe for some odd reason our stock got corrupted, or something happened with our stock where we need to redo it. Well, before, what we would have to do is come in here and do a cleanup CAM part and remove updated stock models for simulation and updated stock files for machining calculation. Now, if you guys right-click on your updated stock, we can do remove updated stock files, and it will completely remove any updated stock files that are, well, if you guys are saving in the PRZ in the temporary directory, and when we go to play this through again, it will rebuild them as well. So if I just hit the checkbox, now it is, you can see up in our upper left corner here, that is updating and rebuilding that updated stock for you guys. Should have done it on the iMachine that didn't have so much toolpath for you guys. So we'll just give this a second here. Okay, so now with our updated stock being available, let me turn off our toolpath here. I can actually click and drag my updated stock right here. So if I wanted to see what it looked like after that first operation, I can click it down to right here and see that what has been done and what has been machined off. So I can see that my entire perimeter has been machined all the way up to the outside right there. Looks like my face mill is down to size as well. And you guys can click and drag this around however you guys please in your guys' operation tree. So if we have a operation or a CAM project that has, you know, like Ronnie has a couple hundred different operations in there, he can click and drag this around just to get a quick glance at what that updated stock looks like. And at any one point in time, that if you don't want to see that updated stock there, you can just uncheck it from your updated stock right here as well. Another new thing that they added this in 2018, but they enhanced it even more with 2019, is the optimized geometry database. Now this one is grayed out because I created this part in 19, but if you guys are opening up any of your old CAM parts from 2017, even some parts of 2018 and older, we changed our reference tags for you guys to get a much more responsive communication back and forth between SolidWorks and SolidCAM. And they've gone through and realigned these tags to be, like I said, much more responsive for you guys, so that lag time between saving calculation, opening up CAM projects, and even closing down CAM projects, a much faster experience for you guys. So let's just open up a part real quick that hasn't had it done yet. And we'll just do this part right here.
Now, this is an ongoing process as well, because for anybody who did the jump from 2017 to 2018 would have noticed an increase, and even from 2018 to 2019, you're going to see increases across the board with, what is it, the vast majority of the increases are in 5-axis drilling, picking up those geometries.
Yeah, multiple Well, it's not so much just 5-axis drilling. It's multiple patterns of holes or patterns of pockets and stuff like that. Really used to bog down the system. And any, like I said, large number of chains, large number of pocket operations. It will just, this new optimized geometry, and like Greg said, they are keep continuing on advancing this feature for the tags to make this even a faster process for you guys. So this one right here has not been done yet. So I can see that it hasn't been done because it's not grayed out. So this part was created in 2018. So if I just click on Optimized Geometry Database, what it's going to do is it's going to close down out of the part. It's going to remove all the old tags, and you can see it right now, converting geometry tags. On this part, there was 1,315 tags, and they are going to be converted over to a different tag style, which is much faster. This is not going to eliminate any accuracy or any associativity or anything like that for you guys. Everything is going to be 100% the same, but it's just going to be more responsive for you guys for, like I said, opening, closing, grabbing geometry, or Greg said that, grabbing tons of drilled holes and whatnot.
Yeah, and our development team is always looking for ways to make things faster for all of our customers out there.
Because we all know our computers are never fast enough, or nothing's ever fast enough for us. And a good way to check if you've already done this, like I said, is if you right-click on your CAM part, if it's grayed out, it's already been optimized for you guys. If it's not grayed out, definitely click on it, and it will optimize the geometry database for you guys as well. Okay, get on to another one here. If I go to this one right here, another new feature that they've enhanced quite a bit is the automatic stock and target. So if I open up my settings here, what we're looking at is the automatic part definition. So by default, a lot of this is shut off for you guys, but now they've enhanced it even better for you. So it will automatically define the stock for you and the target. Well, what's happened in the past is we have a part here, and it's a single SolidWorks part file, but if we did SolidCAM new milling with the automatic feature, it would grab our stock and call that our target along with the actual target itself, as well as the stock. So it would grab this as a stock and this as a stock as two separate solids. So now they have figured out a way to define those between the stock and target. Now, what you want to do is, if you guys are creating stock for your part, keep it in the same part file, but just make sure you have two separate bodies is the biggest thing. So now if we go to Tools, SolidCAM New Milling, and we'll hit inch. And if we go ahead and grab a coordinate system, and we'll just click on this face right here for a coordinate system. We'll hit the green check mark out. And now it automatically grabbed my stock and grabbed my target. So if I open this up right here, you'll see that there is just one solid in there now versus in 2018 and older, there would have been two solids in here for our stock and two solids in here for our target. So the software keeps like Greg said, they keep and try to improve this every year for you guys and getting smarter and smarter. So now it will recognize that this is our SolidWorks part model that we want to machine. This outside face right here is our stock. So from right there, you guys can, after you put your coordinate system on there, you can just hit the green check mark and it will tell you the difference between the two. They also added in there, I forgot to do this on this part, but I'll show you, is the coordinate system. So if you guys create a coordinate system inside of SolidWorks, and you can actually have that option turned on for as well. So what it will do for you guys is it will automatically pick up that coordinate system for you guys from the SolidWorks model that you created. And to get that SolidWorks coordinate system, that's just a reference geometry inside SolidWorks. And SolidCAM will see that that coordinate system is in there from SolidWorks. It will put the coordinate system in that same spot and do your stock and your target as well. Now, I can't remember.
Ronnie has a question, Kevin.
Oh, what you got, Ronnie? You have to read to me. I don't have it expanded out.
How does it know which is which?
I think he's talking in regards to the stock and target model separation.
To be honest with you, Ronnie, I have no idea how it knows what is what.
Yeah, I think it's the same as pockets and islands in 2D geometry selection. Your target model has to be completely encompassed by the stock material. So if it sees one boss within another boss, it assumes that the outer boss is the stock and the inner boss is going to be the target model.
There you go. Answered that one better than I could. Let's see, where was I going now? One, and like I said, I can't remember if this is something new that they added in there for 19, but I came across it and I wanted to share it with you guys, is after you guys create a coordinate system, you'll notice that you have to accept the levels, and then it goes to the coordinate system manager, and you have to hit the green check mark out again to get out of there. From our feedback from you guys, some of you guys don't like seeing that because a lot of times you guys are just running off of one coordinate system. So we've actually added the feature in there to not show the coordinate system manager after the Mac1 pos one. So after you create a coordinate system on there, it will not ask you if you want to add a second or a third or fourth. You can always go back in there and add it in there, but it will just eliminate that, couple more mouse clicks for you guys. And like I said, these are kind of custom tailored to what you guys were looking for that are running the part file. Okay, so now let's open up another part here. And let's do this one real quick. So now, we were talking about that updated stock. And, well, let me grab an operation that has quite a bit. Yeah, go to open here. And we'll just go to the getting started examples. This one has a couple. Of course, then I grab one that doesn't have, give me 1 second here, guys. Open, getting started. And we'll do the sign machine one. And this is our last one for tonight for the general. So we're talking about that updated stock, and you guys can click and drag that around to wherever you would like to see that updated stock. Well, they also added in there that, let's say at maybe our I finish through pockets right here, I want to save out that STL file, and it's updating the stock as we speak right now. So what I want to do is, let's say I wanted to grab the stock from right here. So everything here and up, I wanted to save out. So you can actually put where you want that updated stock to be. And if this is what you're looking for right here, you guys can now also right click on this and save it to an STL file as well. So we can save this out on this, 2D iMachining. We can save it, and it will bring up our facet model transformation. Everything looks good in there. If we don't want to change anything, we can just hit OK, and it will save out that file. So it's a nice thing is you can click and drag this around where we want, and it's still updating our stock right now for you guys. But you can actually right click on that and get the STL model from that operation that has been done from the start to wherever you've left off that updated stock from.
Now, along those same lines, Kevin, new in 2019 is the ability to see that stock before the operation has been done and after the operation has been done. Because like in 2018, it was always whatever you drag that icon to showed you the rest material prior to the operation. Did you go over toggling that setting?
I have to wait for this to update here. Let me just move it up to this one. So what you can, what Greg is talking, or hopefully he's talking about, is so we can include the operation that it is currently on and anything before it, or what you can do is turn that off, and what it's going to do is where we left off here, think of it as it's going to show you the updated stock from here to here. Is that what you're talking about, Greg?
Yeah, definitely, because it was always a little bit of a pet peeve of mine, because I always like to see it after that operation was completed. So now you have the option of seeing it before or after, however your workflow is.
That's just a simple click of the include the current operation that it is currently on for you guys. So yeah, great point. And like I said, this is a big one to me, just because it's a lot of customers are running a little bit smaller of a monitor, so they constantly have to, if they want to suppress an operation, they'll have to come down here and scroll down. So now we have, like I said, that option to come in here and remove unwanted stuff. So I don't use font color a lot. Let's see. Documentation. Yeah, so now my list is getting much shorter. So definitely custom tailor these to what you guys use on a daily basis, and we'll give you all the options there for you. But this way, it gives you that more advanced customization to get it more to what you guys use on a daily basis versus what we think you guys would use on a daily basis. So, any other questions that came through, Andrew?
Nope.
All right. So that basically covers all the new general stuff. And like I said, these aren't every single little thing that they've added in there, but these are a lot of just the highlights that have been added in there for you guys. If you guys want to see what has been added in there, on our website, if you go to the login and downloads, go ahead and enter your username and password. And right here is the release notes too that will bring you through a lot of step-by-step of what I just covered as well.
Also, if they already have 2019 installed, from the SolidWorks help menu, they could go to the SolidCAM What's New and take a look at the PowerPoint that goes over a lot of these features as well.
Yeah, I always forget about that. Right here is what Greg's talking about. So
so SolidWorks help, what's new, and then that'll take you directly to the website and allow you to download that PowerPoint presentation that goes over all these new features.
Yeah, great point. Yeah, I forgot about that. All right, that kind of wraps up everything for the general. Next week we will be covering, hopefully covering, between Greg and I, we've been gone quite a bit with on-site training. I've been in Pennsylvania, and Greg is pretty much gone for the next entire 2 months doing on-site. So we're going to have to kind of play these night classes by ear, just so both, or at least one of us is in the office to do the night class. But next week, hopefully, we will be covering the what's new with the 5-axis stuff for you guys. And then after that, we'll go back to your guys' customer suggestions on different subjects that you guys want to see. So,
yeah, we got some cool stuff in 5-axis toolpath, a couple new tool selections that Kevin will probably be showing off here.
Yeah.
So, yeah, lots of exciting stuff coming up.
Yep. And a lot of this is all based off you guys. So like I've said before, if you guys have any input on there, and I know Ronnie, you want to rename the operation tree, but they're still working on that one for you. But other than that, let us know what we can do to improve the software for your guys' user ability, and we'll get those submitted in for you guys right away so they can be added in. But I guess with that being said, I just want to thank you guys for attending the night class tonight, and hopefully you got something out of it. And we will talk to you guys next week. All right. We'll talk to you guys later.
Good evening, everybody.
Bye-bye.
See ya.